Hello and happy Monday. We are back with another episode of Delirium, our Grim Hollow campaign. We are on season 3, episode 10, Fallen Friends and Fell Lands. Hello, Microwave from across the seas. Please give us a recap from what happened last week because it was a lot of chaos.
Yes, it was. It was chaos indeed. All revolving around me, apparently. If I remember correctly, we spent about 30 minutes discussing what we should do before leaving town. I don't remember if we said anything specific during that time. Anyone want to remind me?
We decided not to take a boat and to take our horses overland.
That sounds about right, yes. And then we left, a week straight we traveled? Really?
Yeah.
I rolled really, really badly on some checks, and Celine decided to turn into an abomination. Well, Astrid, I should say, because it was Astrid at the time. But either way. And I attacked the group.
My arm still hurts.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you did attack the group, and in the middle of battle, another warden rode in and assisted with what was left. And Arthur also has Celine / Astrid in a soul cage, essentially.
Yeah.
So there's that. That's pretty fun, too.
All fun and chaos, just because I decided to roll really badly.
Good job, you and your dumb dice. Put them in the freezer, aka dice jail, forever.
What's this corpse look like? What are we looking at right now?
Didn't we bury it?
We
started to, yes. We had nothing to dig it. Fiora and someone else were digging a grave by hand.
Yeah, but the corpse that you were hand digging to bury is a giant minotaur dripping in blood. It is an avatar of slaughter, so draw your own mental image of what you think an avatar of slaughter would look like. It's just a big, giant, stinky, bloody, bestial mass of consistent rage and nonsense. Goose. Nobody wants you to do the recap. We've got it. Thank you.
Clearly, they do, though.
So then, yeah, we would still be in the process of burying it? Is that where we're picking up from?
I believe so.
Would it be easier to cremate this body?
Maybe we should. I don't know. This is unholy. This is wrong. Was this? So this was her weapon that did this. This wasn't just always Celine. Does anyone know what the fuck happened?
No clue.
I have no idea whatsoever.
We can try it, and you don't know. You just got here.
I know, and just in time too.
Yeah, thanks. By the way.
Yeah,
I'm apparently in charge this time, which is hi.
The half-dead one is in charge, yeah?
Yeah.
That's right. That is Captain Scrimmy.
We have a very loose election procedure here.
Yeah, Captain Scrimmy, that's my name. I don't remember anything except that these are my homies, and now you're here, and we got to figure out what to do with this monstrosity that used to be our friend. So
we second to process everything you just said.
Well,
yeah,
okay,
we spoke briefly, but in the chaos of it all, thank you. So you're part of a detachment? You don't have a company that you're with right now other than just the wardens at large?
I am not with a detachment. I am my detachment.
Oh, you guys, he's a hermit crab.
I believe Wandering Warden was what they said amidst the battle.
That would be correct.
All right, well, I mean, Scrimmy, I guess it's up to you, but I think we could certainly we're down a person. I think we could use
This
the help.
person? Yeah, I mean they're cool. What's your name? What's your name again? I forgot already.
My name is Kalen.
Kaylin. Well, nice to make your acquaintance. Do you want to roll with us for a little bit? You seem like you're already doing pretty good on your own, but I've got plenty of alcohol to share with you.
I don't drink, sadly.
Kaylin, this is maybe unique to our own small party here, but when we all joined this party, we all sort of rapped and gave a short poem kind of explaining who we are and what we're about. We've all already done it, of course, but since you're new and joining, maybe you want to go ahead and just give us 8 bars of your whole shtick.
I would like to insight check him.
Yeah, that's great. I love it.
+3 for a 19.
Oh, God.
Passes. Yeah. That's up to Hooli, but I don't know how good Arthur's poker face is.
Well, you can roll a deception.
Oh, good.
I
good
mean,
point.
your party mates full well know you're telling a big fat fucking lie, so.
Before even looking at my modifier, that's a 4 on the die, so I don't think I win that one.
Yeah.
As much as I think you would enjoy it, I'd rather not.
All right. No, you're right. This is a tense moment. I'm way out of line. Sorry, I'm just trying to. This is a lot, like you said. This was a close friend of ours. They rapped, but whatever. I guess let's keep bearing this person by hand.
Fiora still has been. I imagine that it's not going very well. She has. That being said, if you guys look from behind, I guess you'd probably notice some horns poking out of her head. And if you look at her hands, you see that like her nails have elongated into claws as she's got this like 1 foot by 1 foot, like 2-inch hole dug right now because it's not going very well.
Was that always there? Fiora, was that what you have horns? Did you always have horns?
She reaches up.
Sorry, I'm extra paranoid about people transforming right now. Why do you look like that?
I don't know. I guess whatever we just did something. Hey. And she kind of takes a minute and sits, and it probably takes her quite a minute to calm down, but eventually she is able to suppress, and the claws retract and the horns go in. Her teeth also were sharpened but are back to normal.
So your friend turned into an abomination. One of you is half dead, and that one is what, a demon? What the hell is this group?
Yeah, we like to have fun.
I don't know if we are the latest initiates anymore. We've been going for about a month or two now.
I mean, Grey Wardens ain't that picky when they're selecting people.
You didn't know Sergeant Pepper, did you?
Was that his actual name, or is that something you just called him?
No, that was his actual name.
I think it was his name.
Then I have not had the courtesy.
Well, we were under his command, but now we're under Scrimmies, and we sort of do a little. We pass the torch as far as that goes. We pass leadership around permission. So you keep hanging out with us. I'm sure you'll be running one before too long.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go fuck some shit up right now. You want to come?
Define.
I'm gonna I don't know. I'm just gonna light some stuff on fire for fun, probably, or like freeze people's feet to the ground so they can't walk, and then laugh at them.
He visibly pulls his hand up, pinches his nose, and just heavily sighs at this group.
We heard rumors there may be a archdemon in the Chernobyl area, so we were going to look into it.
That is the most reasonable thing any of you have ever said.
Oh yeah. Like that's what we're supposed to do.
We were all
I'm just gonna do fun stuff along the way. If you want to come.
Well, as it so happens, I was heading there myself, so I can accompany you.
Well, that works out. I'm gonna jump in the hole with Fiora and help to dig. Can I roll religion also to see if I can understand what's up with that, with the claws and the horns and the devilry?
Yeah, you could.
Not the best. Hold on now. 16 total.
Do you want me to answer, Huli?
Yeah, I feel like it's to maintain your player agency and what you're willing to.
I feel like you were all there when I made a deal with something, so it seems like
and
whatever
that's
that
part
is
of that.
has progressed. Yeah, it's part of my fiend transformation. We technically killed a fiend higher than me, so I tiered up.
Okay, sick. Well, I don't know.
So when I'm not in control of my emotions and not actively suppressing it, I have signs of being a demon that are visible.
Would I gather with the 16? You think that it's a part of that is connected to your emotional state?
I don't know if that's necessary. I mean, in theory, once it was pointed out, like, she didn't know, but she just kind of thought about it and calmed down a little bit. She just lost her only friend.
Fiora, you and Celine were close. Do you want to talk about it? This last week happened fast. Of course, we didn't know what was happening until it was too late. But
I mean,
I'm sorry.
I appreciate it. I don't know. I guess unlucky for her, she chose me to be her friend.
This wasn't your fault.
I mean, I didn't say it is, but every friend I've ever known has met an end similar to that.
And then I'm gonna take the spear. It's still wrapped in a cloth, and I'll hand it over to you, and say, I don't know if you caught this with everything going on, but a piece of Celine and Astrid or their consciousness or something. I'm not really sure. I was able to absorb it into my weapon. I'm not great with this thing anyway. Maybe you could talk to her if you want. She's not really gone. She's still with us, and I'll pass it over to you.
I'll take it. Thank you. Maybe at some point. Out of curiosity, Huli, do I have any inkling of what that would mean for Celine's soul that a piece of it is in this sphere after she died? Does, like, with context to, like, afterlife, moving on, etc.?
I would say, given who and what Fiora is, you're probably sort of familiar with things like this, where occasionally spirits aren't passed on to the other side entirely. They can inhabit other vessels, bringing sentience to those vessels. There are items throughout history that you probably would have learned about or come across in your travels.
Yeah. I guess, like, in Fiora's mind, would it be likely that this is just a piece of her and the rest of her moved on, or does this piece being here prevent her spirit from moving on? Does that make sense?
Um,
Fiora can't do anything about it either way. I'm just curious if Fiora would have an idea.
Well, I would say that the spirit has moved on, but the conscience is still here.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, she'll, like, not unwrap it, but strap it to her back, noting what Daruk said earlier. Or not Daruk, Gran. Maybe when we get to town, an in-room or something. For now, we should probably get this done as quick as possible and get moving.
Yeah, and then while we continue to dig, I'll just say a short mass. I'll read a little bit from the book and just say that L'Oreal teaches self-sacrifice, and not all sacrifice is a conscious choice. Celine sacrificed her corporeal form, but I think what matters now is what we do with that sacrifice now that it's been made. How we move on, how we use this to become stronger as a group. We'll keep her with us. Maybe we'll find somebody who knows more about this than I do, and we can figure out what to do with what of her is still in the spear. But for now, we have a job to do. I think Celine would want us to see it done. I didn't know Astrid as well, but probably her too.
Arthur, being as you're more of the holy type lad, and ceremonies and things over the dead make much sense to you. I'll say give me another religion check as you're kind of doing this.
Okay. Oh, much better. 17 on the die for a 23.
Okay, so you start thinking about this, and you start thinking about demons and deaths and planes of origin and whether they reincarnate and so on. And you have a moment during your prayer where you think, we're burying this body, but if we bury it, can it come back?
Oh, fuck. Yep. All right. So then, yeah, I guess Arthur would just kind of come out of a reverie, maybe still kind of absentmindedly saying prayers aloud. And then just, you know what? No, Scrimmy was right. Actually, we don't know what this thing is. We don't know what kind of properties it has.
Yes.
It's obviously an unholy abomination of some kind or another. We really should burn this.
Told you guys I know things sometimes.
That's why you're the boss, Scrimmy.
Yeah.
All right, everyone back up a good 30 feet,
wait.
I think.
I want part of this.
Okay. I still recommend backing up at least 30 feet.
Oh, definitely.
I don't know what Scrim's doing. Fiora's going to fireball.
Some people like to pour one out for their homies. Other people like to light one up for their homies. So it looks like you're standing in a circle about to light one up. What one is a dead body. So go for it.
We're about to smoke this demon.
I'm going to do, you're doing fireball.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do scorching ray.
Yeah, so you can. I'll just say, just if you're casting a leveled spell, just burn the spell slot. But I'll say that it is. And Arthur, you probably have Sacred Flame, which draws from the divine, so you could use some of that as well.
Yeah, I'll throw a Sacred Flame out. Why not? And yeah, I think while it's burning, I think Arthur he's watching the corpse go up, and I think involuntarily immediately gets a flashback to a beautiful woman dressed in purple just burning at the stake, and then kind of shakes himself out of it and tries to think about the fact that this is a really necessary thing we're doing.
Yeah, so you all, those of you who have elected to unleash some sort of flame over the corpse, and Arthur has said a prayer and so on, and you watch it, and it smells like a rotten steak as it cooks, and sort of, ashes down, and then you're left with sort of a large pile of ashes there. Which, Fiora, you did dig a hole. You could bury the ashes at least.
Yeah, she'll brush them into the hole.
Yeah. So you do that, and you brush them. You burn the corpse, you brush it in. Arthur said a prayer. Fiora's finished the burying, and that part's all taken care of. You have thunder cracking across the sky as well. Sounds like a storm is rolling in, and you're not super close to any villages, so to speak.
So we zoom in?
I mean, we can zoom. I don't think we're getting anywhere anytime soon. Might be better to find a place to hole up. Your call, Scrim.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a terrible idea. We should definitely look for something. Do we want to stay in this area? Do we want to head up the road and look?
Doesn't matter to me. Let's just make camp.
Is anyone better at looking for a dry place to stay than a +1?
Actually, yeah, I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
I could scout up ahead if need be.
I was gonna say, if someone wants to like,
Yeah, new guy. You want to find us a place to bed down for the night?
I could possibly find a small cave or something.
that's what I was hoping for.
I'll see if I can get any sight from the trees.
Maybe not. We just saw thunder and lightning in the sky. Maybe climbing a tree is a bad idea.
It goes to the quickest route available, and these trees are much shorter than other trees.
You are also wielding metal weapons.
And wooden weapons.
I don't think he knows how lightning rods work.
I think I'm likely the most likely to understand how lightning rods work in this group of people, Galen.
We all just immediately get struck by lightning. Hey, yeah, whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
I'm
your
gonna
call, Loki.
hang out under these boughs and try.
I'm not gonna climb to the top of the tree and wave my crossbow around. I'm gonna go to not the highest branch and look around.
All right, cool. I'm just gonna fucking take off fucking running in a direction.
This guy's got a lot of zeal, huh?
When I say running, I mean like full on Naruto fucking running. Like fucking ninja sprinting.
Are the arms back? Are the arms back, Caleb?
I'm right there.
Oh god. Oh no.
That's so efficient.
As stupid as it
God.
looks, it is actually aerodynamic.
Look at how aerodynamic he is.
You could see the water like not hitting him anymore from the water in front.
Is he dry? Is he dry right now? Holy shit.
He could
air
run on water if he wanted to.
Yeah, and Arthur's just gonna hang out under some thick boughs and try not to swell from all this water.
I don't know.
Sure. Give me some rolls. Perceptions, survivals, whatever tool you're using.
Okay. That's a natural 20 for a 27.
Oh,
Loki, you got a pretty good one up there too.
A 22, yes.
Yeah, so I'll start with you, Loki, because you have the sort of highest up visible perception. And as you kind of look out, you see this mist sort of rolling in your direction, as well as the clouds in the sky moving pretty quickly. You don't see from where you're at necessarily a place to stay, but you do get a better sense of how much time you have in your area till the rain clouds sort of get to where you're at. You think you've got probably about 15-20 minutes worth of time, so you might be able to put yourselves a little bit ahead of it. Kaylin, with you going out and forward, you find a river. You're in Chirnault, which was formerly called Caerniata, the land of 1,000 rivers. And so you come to a river and you figure you could probably cross the river and get to, there's sort of like a, I won't say a cave because it's not super rocky land, but brambles and thickets that kind of are formed, the way that they've grown in towards each other kind of forms an archway that you could probably get some dryness inside of.
All right, fair enough. That works.
You're in flat, marshy lands. There's not a lot of things providing cave cover, so to speak.
Well, as long as it'll keep some of us dry, that'll work. So I just kind of like skid to a stop and then just speed on back to the group.
and then are you still looking, Loki?
Loki, after catching sight of everything, will call down what he sees, but I think I'll stay up a moment more too, just in case anything changes, and is gonna probably stick up there for a few more minutes and give himself a few moments to himself.
literally have to climb a tree to get a second of privacy in this party. It's fair. In a lightning storm. Then yeah, I guess once Kaylin gets back, if everyone's amenable to it, Loki, we're going. What is that? West? We're going this way. We're following Kaylin.
I haven't come back yet.
Oh no! I thought you ran back to us.
I was just about to ask. Can I roll a stealth check to just appear next to someone?
If you want to be cheeky, by all means.
Because I know Loki will see me coming a mile away, so it doesn't really matter. That's an 18 for a perception stealth check.
Yeah, so anybody that doesn't have a passive above 18 and isn't Loki up in a tree kind of looking for other things and enjoying a moment of solace probably doesn't see you pop back up.
Who do I appear next to?
I will tell you to be warned, you may catch a fireball to the face scaring motherfuckers out here in these streets. I'm just saying.
It's fine. It's fine. I appear between the short. I appear beside the short one of the group.
Yeah, I don't know fireball. I might just. Oh, I got to accidentally heal you.
Standing there with my arms clasped together behind my back. Beautiful.
Loki, do you see? Is Kaylin on his? Oh, fuck! Oh! That you're gonna be fun. Did you find anything for us?
I found somewhere we could make a temporary shelter. It's partially enclosed, but no caves, sadly.
Okay. If we buy a bell, will you wear it? Because that's not. I don't love that.
Okay.
Tensions are super high right now.
If I wore a bell, it would slightly diminish my stealth effectiveness.
Maybe just. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's. Loki, he found something. He found shelter. Well, meet you there, I guess.
Hey, what?
Wait.
What are they selling?
Scrimmy, where are you? Are you with us, or did you go off as well?
I literally am next to you guys. I'm just fucking like I'm laying on the ground listening to the rain hit the earth.
Come on, Scrimmy.
My only good ear, the one that was still attached to my head, was to the ground. So when you guys were talking, all I could hear was drip, drop, drip, drop, drip, drop, drip, drop.
Yeah, I'll relate you that Kaylin found a spot and we're gonna head out.
Oh, that's wonderful. We're going west, right?
Yes.
I think so.
You're heading. You came in on the west coast, and you're heading southeast. Is the direction you're meant to be going?
Okay.
So we're going west. Got it. All right, guys. I think it's this way. I'm literally in the back, and I'm following them.
Yeah,
Well,
I think so too.
As the party leader, I'd like you to roll me a d4, please.
Oh, I love that.
No.
Does Loki get struck by lightning? This is the role.
How many Tarasques appear?
A 3.
How many lightning strikes happen, and how many party members are hit?
A 3. You got it. All right. So you head off. You all have horses, so you can move a bit faster than the 15-20 minute walking time that you had observed, Loki. I thought you came in on a horse. You have a fucking horse. You did come on a horse. I'm the DM.
Yeah, I have access to a horse. I don't need one. I'm faster than one.
Well, you have one, and it's with you, okay?
Loki is leading 2 horses as he's now taking care of Kaylin's and Celine.
Exactly. I'm scouting ahead of this group, as always.
I think Kaylin rides a donkey, not even a horse.
For what it's worth, we could probably get some food out of Celine's horse.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had like a week's worth of food.
I think we got food still.
We definitely have rations, and I'm sure there's something in Celine's equipment. I got most of it back into their
Did
saddle.
we not buy a bunch of food for us and our horses? What are you guys talking about? You leave that poor horse alone.
You heard the boss. The horse lives for now.
Okay.
And if
Until I
Celine
need
try bread and
glue.
jerky
Until I
for a
need
week.
glue. Damn it.
if Celine doesn't have an entire saddle bag of beef jerky, I will be flabbergasted.
That would make sense if she ate.
Oh, true. Just for the smell, maybe.
So you're traveling and you're having shenanigans, conversations amongst yourselves. I assume it's your way of coping with things. Kaylin isn't really riding a donkey. Kaylin has a horse. It's being pulled behind Loki with Celine's horse, who has, Celine's saddlebags and all of her belongings. As you sort of travel forward and you get to the river that you need to cross, there's no bridge to cross the river, so you have to kind of ford it with your horses. And it's kind of deep in the center, so it makes it kind of difficult. So you do get pretty wet going through it. And it's not a clear sort of freshwater river. It's the murky, swampy kind of river that has the built up algae and the very mucky bottoms, and it makes it extremely difficult terrain for your horses, but they're capable and they get across. It just takes you a little bit longer than you wanted it to. And you get to this bramble and thicket that Kaylin had pointed out. And it's mostly covered, but you think you could do some maneuvering with your various skill sets to make it entirely covered. What happens when you get to it? It's just this sort of bundle of bramble and thicket that's together, and it's got a sort of opening in the front and can be reworked. And most of the surroundings are sort of grassy and kind of not like regular grass, but like pampas grassy, swamp grassy. And there's some mushy parts in the ground around, kind of like walking on a bog where it's got some squishy stuff. And if you're not careful, you'll step in a bog hole. That's that kind of terrain around you. How do you go about fixing this up to make it mostly survivable through the storm that's rolling in?
That is a wonderful question.
What do we have?
Loki will begin setting up his tent and will gladly call to attention one of the methods he learned while he was back with his family and his people. When you set down your tarp underneath your tent, he picks up like a collection of rocks. You curl it underneath and over this rock, so you sort of get a barrier to keep out the water from pouring in. And as long as your tent is over this, only a little bit of the outside of your tent will get wet on the ground, and the water should stay out from you.
That sounds good. And if we need to shore up any of the bramble to try and make it a little more waterproof, I'm sure Celine has some extra clothes. You can use the cloth.
Dark.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, who all has tents?
I have a 2-person tent.
Because I may have just realized that I have a backstory that doesn't give me an explorer's pack, so I have 1 day of rations, guys.
We'll figure that out.
I do not have a tent. I have a bedroll.
I think Loki's the only one with a tent, if I'm honest.
I was just double checking that I didn't forget, like the wardens gave us all tents or something.
That's all right. Easy adjustment to make. And not using any of the bramble, Loki will head out into the woods real quick and try to find a couple stable and sturdy collections of sticks to make some pseudo rods to piece together, stick into the ground outside of the waterproof barrier. And instead of having his 2-person tent be a traditional triangle tent, instead the tent is acting as a overhead tarp, and everyone can fit their bedrolls underneath it.
And honestly, Arthur has a +5 survival, and I'm sure with his upbringing in pariah nature, he's probably experienced a lot of shelterlessness in different times in his life, so he'd probably help you out.
Yeah, you guys can, the two of you can go out and look for some sticks that aren't waterlogged or, bogified where they're kind of falling apart. you could roll. Each of you could roll a survival, or one of you can give the help action to the other, however you want to go about doing it.
Take the advantage.
All right.
You can take a guidance too.
Sweet. I'll take both. Oh, that's a nat 20 on the first one with a +3 on the guidance for a 28.
28, yeah. So you're able to find some branches and tree trunkery that you could work into being some standing poles to turn your tent from a triangle sort of 2-person tent into like a tarp sort of thing to make some dry space. And you're able to bring it back and do that. And you put your bedrolls down both in the cover and under the tarp area. And you get your horses tied up and desaddled and bring your saddles in where they're going to stay dry and the leather isn't going to get ruined and all of that. You get into your little camp that you've made here, your little hovel that you've put together for yourselves. And you do it in such a way where you could make a small fire to keep warm as it's cold rain. It's not like nice, warm summer rain. It's a cold, misty rain. And you see the same mist that you saw previously, Loki, sort of rolling in closer to where you were. It just sort of moves. I don't want to say at like a fast sort of evil mist sort of pace, but it does move quicker than a sort of normal mist would. And it's rolling in and it's foggy. It decreases your range of vision once it comes across you. You really can't see more than, about 10 foot away from your small fire that you've built. And you're able to kind of rest up some. Those of you with super ridiculously high passive perceptions, as you're resting, having rations, kind of just relaxing the best that you can in this moment, you hear the braying of a donkey out in the mist. And it sounds like it's a distressed animal.
Is it canon that Kaylin was riding a donkey?
No. I was being a smartass. I said Kaylin is not an actual donkey.
And the storm is still going crazy, right?
Yeah, it's not like tornado or hurricane storm, but it's just a thunderstorm. So you've got the thunderstorm and the sort of foggy mist around you where you don't have a super ton of vision, but you do hear a sort of distressed animal. Anybody with a passive above, I will say 16, because of the noises of the storm, is going to hear this distressed animal.
So just the humans then.
I'm at a 16.
I have 16.
Right. Never mind.
There you go. So several of you hear it then.
Yeah.
Fiora pays it no mind.
Fiora also wanted to eat a horse, so that's very on brand.
Yeah, Scrimmy doesn't really like it, but doesn't say anything about it, and kind of just is on edge and continuing to actively pay attention.
I think Loki, kind of shares looks with everyone that hears it as well. And with us pointing it out, I think Grand would probably be the one to ask us to call. Would probably call to action on this if any of us would.
Good point.
I don't know. Grand isn't a druid.
I mean, sounds like a donkey out there. I mean, we already have an extra horse.
Well, I'm not saying we go out and catch it like a friendly monster or anything, but I'll go make sure there's nothing dangerous out there.
Yeah, I'll go with you. I'm not going to sleep.
I mean, if anyone's going, we should all go.
It is just a donkey. A small group should be fine.
And a small group of one will suffice. I am
right.
I won't put myself in any danger. If I see anything, I'll call out. I'll come back. Don't worry.
Yeah, and you're super alert, Loki. You've got a pretty good handle on your surroundings at all times. Even though you don't have a full range of visibility, your other senses are still functionable, and you can hear about the direction that it's coming from and how far it is. And it's only about a 5-minute walk away from your little tent where the noise is coming from. And when you get up to it, you see a donkey stuck sort of in the marsh / bog equivalent of quicksand, that like thick mud kind of where it's stuck in distress trying to get out of it.
Oh, you poor thing. I mean, how deep sunk is it?
Donkeys aren't very big. I would say it's probably up to its shoulders. It's got one leg that's kind of out of it, and another one that looks like it keeps trying to pull it out, but it just keeps getting sucked back in.
All right. Just see what you can do. And I'll pull out some of my rope, the butt rope that I kept from our previous adventures.
Donkey butt rope.
Yeah.
Sir, is there a stable tree nearby?
Not a tree, but a fallen, not like a standing living tree, but like a fallen tree log that you could attach it to.
Sure. Yeah, let's get it tied up there. I'll tie up a little lasso knot. And I'll see if I can get this thing a little wrangled to help pull it out.
Yeah, and just give me. I'll say, since you have your rope and you're trying to maneuver yourself not getting into the quick mud your own self, acrobatics with advantage because of your rope.
Sure thing. 25.
Yeah, so you're able to pull out this donkey, and when it gets out, you hear it sort of breathe a sigh of relief, and it looks up with you with these really big, like watery cartoon eyes. Thanks, friend. I didn't think I was ever getting out of that.
Is that what I read from the expression, or is that spoken out loud to me?
It's the donkey speaks to you.
In the voice of Eddie Murphy, or
Yeah.
In the voice of Hooli.
Oh.
Oh wow, you sound just like the voice I get in my head sometimes. That's crazy. Oh man. No problem. I'm glad I was nearby to be able to come help.
Well, I was just trying to get home, but I kind of got a little bit lost here. You think you could help me, maybe?
I know it's hard to see. Do you know how far off you are from home?
I should be pretty close. I do live here in this swamp.
Where do you live? Are there any identifiers you use, or?
Yeah, I got a hut. I got a little hut that I live in.
Is there anything nearby it? Bramble, specific spotting of trees?
Well, it's kind of built into a little kind of recess in the ground where there's like, I don't want to say a cliff because it's not made of rocks, but you know where the dirt's kind of unlevel. My house is built right up against the back of it, so there's like a little ledge of dirt, like about a 3-foot ledge of dirt that runs around behind it. And
Gotcha.
It's got a nice front yard. It's nice and muddy, and it leads right into more of the swamp. It's really beautiful.
Did I spot anything like this in the trees or while we were traveling?
Not quite near where you were, but it was misty, so you might not have been able to see like smoke rolling from a fireplace or anything like that.
Sure. This surely can't go any worse than it already has for you. Well, why don't we let you catch your breath? I have some water in my water skin if you'd like to not just tilt your head up and catch rainwater.
You know, I learned a song when I was a young donkey. If all the raindrops were lemon drops and gumdrops, oh, what a world it would be. And he sticks his tongue out. Ah, ah, ah.
Loki nods. Loki has experienced so many things that it takes a lot to like truly phase him in a way that's genuine and not just him making an ironic reaction for comedic purposes. But sure, let's see if we can find you your home.
If you help me get home, I'll cook you some dinner.
Oh, I'm quite well fed. Why don't do you have a direction in mind? If not, I guess I'll start walking us.
He says, yeah, I think it's this way. And he starts to like trot off, kind of back the direction that you came, but more like on a diagonal in the way instead of a straight line back how you came.
Gotcha. Perfect.
How long has he been gone for? Like, would we have noticed that it's been a while? Because I'm not. Screaming was already nervous about the donkey to begin with, and just didn't say anything.
I think it was a 5-minute walk. I'm sure wrangling took about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I would say it's
10
probably
to
been
15?
maybe about 15 minutes in total. Yeah.
So about a reasonable amount of time then.
Yeah.
And as you're walking, the donkey starts singing a song. 'Cause I'm all alone. There's nobody here beside me. My problems have all gone. There's no one to deride me. And then he looks over you and goes, but you gotta have friends.
I do actually. They're actually nearby. And I mentioned at this point they're hearing the singing. If they heard the braying.
Oh, I'm for sure they probably do hear singing coming back.
Does he normally sing to himself?
Yeah, no.
That's new.
In a way that doesn't disrupt the singing. You in between the verses and the lines, you do hear Loki start to call names. Fiora, Arthur, Scrim. Like not like a panicked way though.
Guys, I think should we go check this out? All right, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, let's go. And yeah, I'll head out into the rain, kind of holding, like tenting something over my head. Did you find the donkey? Oh. Well, all right. Good job.
Oh, you know what? I never even asked their name. What is your name?
What?
Oh, my name? Just Donkey.
Donkey starts backing up.
What? You talk.
Yes.
They talk now.
You're made of wood, Andy. You talk.
Yeah,
What a
but
coincidence.
I'm not. I shouldn't talk. Yeah, you know what? I'm being rude. I apologize. I'm Arthur. Great to meet you.
I'm Donkey, and he holds up like a muddy hoof.
I'll shake it. I don't care. It's fine. How have you always spoken, Donkey?
Have you always spoken, Pinocchio?
Not Pinocchio. Not Pinocchio.
There's no way Donkey just canonized Pinocchio in this world. There's no way that just happened.
I mean, the 100-acre wood is canonized in this world. It's very possible.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Lord.
We're gonna run into good Shrek.
You know what? Yeah.
Yes.
Done asking questions. Hi. Welcome. I guess.
My new friend here was taking me home. I got stuck in a mud hole. And I said if he brings me home, I will give him some dinner.
Well, okay. Don't let me keep you.
You want to
Nice
come?
to
I'll
meet you.
make you all dinner. I like friends.
Can I roll an insight check on that?
Yeah.
2 seconds before me. Jesus.
Not the best. Oh, actually, it is pretty good.
I guess instinctually Loki will probably have done one by now as well.
It's a 22.
It's a talking donkey. You're gonna insight check it.
Yeah,
It's
I'll throw 25 at it.
a friendly talking donkey. He doesn't seem to have any nefarious underlying intentions.
Does he seem like an idiot?
He's
All right.
Sure, I'll come with. Yeah, it's got to be better than the shelter we made here. Sure, thanks. I'll start packing my shit and go with them.
Hey, while we're walking, I did leave my house looking for something. Have you ever seen those nice onions that grow in the swamps, like the wild onions, not the kind that you grow on a farm where people are, but the kind that grow wild and free?
No, I haven't. Any of you seen any wild onions?
Well, that's what I was hunting. If we could find some on the way back, that would be awesome.
I wasn't even sure onions grew here.
Sure, should I do a investigation check?
Can I do like a nature check?
There you go.
Yeah, you could do a nature.
Onion check.
I got a 20, not nat.
Yeah, so you're able to find, while you're looking around, a couple of handfuls of these little wild mushrooms, or not mushrooms, but onions, and their bulbs are much smaller than the kind that you would get at the market where farmers would grow them, but they have like the really long green spring onion style stalks on them. And yeah, you could pick up, I would say you pick up a whole like bushels worth essentially on your way back. You're much better at this than me. You would think since I live in the swamp, I would know where things are, but my eyes are not the greatest.
Oh, how old are you?
I don't know. I've lived a lot of days, but I'm just a donkey. I don't have a calendar.
Time is a social construct, man.
Were you always from the swamp?
No, I didn't always live in the swamp. I used to live in a small village, but now I live in a swamp.
Were you always able to talk?
As long as I can remember. I think that's why the lady that used to own me got rid of me. She didn't like me talking to her.
I don't suppose you have a friend who uses onions to make metaphors for any kind of character exposition purposes, no?
I never understood the onion metaphor. I always thought cakes or parfaits was a better option, but onions were...
What the fuck is happening right now? God.
As you're traveling along, you kind of see this silhouette of a little cabin through the mist and through the fog. And you can see the difference in density of some smoke sort of rising and like the little glow of candlelight through some windows.
Oh, that was kind of cozy, guys.
Are the horses vibing okay with this? Are they getting any bad animal vibes?
No, they're fine. As fine as they can be in the rain and muck.
That's fair.
I mean, I rolled pretty high on insight, and he seemed okay to me. I'll follow him right up. Follow him in.
Can I do like a magic check to see, or arcana check to see if there's anything like spooky coming off this cabin?
Yeah, by all means.
Oh, that's not great. A 17.
No spooky vibes. No,
That's not
17
great.
vibes.
17.
I was
No
waiting for
spooky
the.
vibes.
Okay, no spooky vibes. I was waiting for the add-on. I was like, oh, that's not great.
Yeah, no spooky vibes, no old lady with a oven for children in it or anything like that. None of that.
Lovely.
But
Does
you
it-
do start to see signs, wooden signs, the closer that you get that say things like keep out, go away, things like that.
Oh my fucking god. Yeah, guys.
Surely
Do
that
you
applies
see
to
this?
unwelcomed visitors and
Yeah,
not welcomed
it's-
guests.
Canvassers, political stuff. It's that time of year.
I hate when people
Okay.
come knocking on the
Utterly
door I never
baffled
have
that
had
you
because
all
I've always
trust
lived
a
in a tent.
talking donkey.
What do you want to
They
do with it?
trust a talking donkey.
It looks,
I'm not in charge of this mission. I'm going along.
It looks dry in there. I feel fine about this. So far, I know we're 1 for 1 for cabins in wildernesses being bad, but I think we're going to break our streak on this one.
We got to get more data before we can really make
That's
a
right,
true
the sample
statistical
size is-
analysis.
In my
Sample size is
experience, a
atrocious.
lone abandoned cabin in the middle of the woods is never a good thing.
But it's not abandoned. Donkey lives here.
There you go.
Talking
A donkey,
donkeys also are
That is
not
a donkey
good
that could not
signs.
have built this place.
We live in a world of magic and dead gods, and you draw the line at a talking donkey having a little bit of a hand in carpentry.
I would
Yes.
normally not interact with the talking donkey because we live in a world of magic and dead gods.
That is also a valid point.
Meanwhile, we're like at the threshold by now. How close are we?
Hey, what's wrong with dead people?
We have been in front of the door for 5 minutes. The
Donkey's
donkey's
just
waiting for us to
listening to
stop
us, yeah.
talking.
Yeah, you get up the path as you sort of have this conversation, and you get up to the outside of the house, and Donkey, walks forward with his little basket full of onions that you found, and gets up to the door and goes to open it, and the door swings open. And in the doorway is a large, very imposing individual. He wears brown pants, a sort of dirty off-white tunic with a roughly made leather vest over the top of it. You have seen a creature like this before. It is an ogreish, just like Daruk was. And he yells at the donkey, I told you to get out of my swamp. And Donkey goes, I brought you onions.
Oh
I'm gonna cast 5th level inflict wounds on this monster. No, I'm just kidding.
my
Yeah,
I was
I'm
going
like,
to ask if this was
history
Daruk's
is
vacation
ready.
home.
Hi.
Hello.
And you brought more. Bloody hell, he says, and just turns around and sulks back in.
Is this your place or not, Donkey?
Yeah, that's my roommate. Sometimes he's a little touchy, kind of mean, but friends are like that before they're your friends, you know?
Oh man, splitting
Oh.
a hut in the middle of the swamp like this. I mean, the economy's bad, but
That's
God,
right. The Airbnbs are just ruining everything out here in the marshlands.
Yeah. This is,
I'd rather
Okay.
just go back to the arch in the tree.
I'm gonna go inside. I want to get out of the rain.
we weren't
And
invited
Donkey's
in,
like-
Arthur.
Yeah,
The
Donkey
donkey
trots
invited us.
in. Yeah, he did. He sure did. He trots right in. Come on. And you go in, and it's just a very small little cabin. It's just got a bedroom that doesn't even have a door. It's just got like the doorway opening and just one bed. There's one recliner sort of made out of wood and leaves sort of thing. It's not like a big plush one, but it's a chair that definitely does lean back. There's a dinner table that has all sorts of little bits and bobs on it, little candles burning, some slugs cut up nicely to be had over toast, and the smell of some stew coming from a pot hanging in the little fireplace there. And the ogreish is sitting at the table with his hands on his head, looking down, just kind of shaking his head, mumbling to himself like, I thought I got rid of that thing.
Hey, I'm Arthur. We just needed somewhere to get out of the rain for the night. Do you mind? We'll leave in the morning. We have places to go.
I mean, I got a donkey. Might as well just have you for the night too. But you have to leave in the morning.
That sounds good to me. That's Scrim. That's all right with you?
Yeah. Yeah. What's your name, pal?
Tarek.
Tarek. Well, it's great to meet you, Tarek. How did you find this talking creature?
I didn't find him. He found me.
Yeah. That seems to be a problem around here, isn't it?
It is. It's a big problem because I just want to live in my swamp and be left alone. Is it so much for an ogrish to ask for? Apparently it is. I'd be better off resurrecting the dead gods than getting peace and quiet in this blasted place.
Oh.
Hey man, I hear you. Look, we could go if you really want us to. I mean, we have another shelter.
No, it's raining. And well, if you're hungry, the donkey makes some pretty good pancakes.
Out of onions?
You never had an onion pancake before?
It sounds
Can't
amazing.
say I have. I've had wheat cakes before.
Kind of light and kind of eggy, and you eat it with rice. It's actually pretty good.
That's a real thing.
Okay,
yeah.
now I'm getting sold on this.
All right. I'm kind of here for this.
Yeah, then I'm gonna make myself at home in the least obtrusive way possible. Just find a little corner and sit down against the corner. Maybe read from my book and just kind of make myself scarce.
Did you guys pack all your shit up before you took off to go find Loki, or are your bedrolls and things back under?
I thought we packed up the camp
Yeah,
before we came.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I'm just making sure. All right. So yeah, you do have your bedrolls. You can lay them out like on the floor and stuff. It's very tight. It is a small, pretty much one room shack with a little bit of a divider for the sleeping room of the ogrish. But you notice that the chair is built really big. The table is built really big. The bed itself is built really big to accommodate his large stature. What's Loki doing? I'm sorry.
Loki, to make room for everyone, is going to go set himself up outside with his tent now that we're just back to our spaces.
I will probably join him because I do not trust anyone in this room.
I feel good about them. I think they're going to go on a character arc that really changes their perspective.
I doubt it.
I thought love was on a trip. Sorry. I'm going to not go to sleep, but just kind of do my thing for the night, honestly, unless anything happens.
Fiora's just going to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Since I'll be up, I guess I will keep an eye out since people are kind of hesitant about these two characters.
Okay. Yeah, so it actually goes off quite without a hitch, aside from some mumbling and grumbling from a cranky old ogrish who slides the table kind of out of the way when he gets up and gets ready to go to his sleep space, pushes it closer to the wall in the corner near the fire so that way it's not getting burnt by the fire, but then there's some more floor space for you to sleep. And he goes kind of off to his room, says goodnight, and pulls like a shoddy curtain closed across the doorway there. And Donkey crawls up in the recliner and kind of curls up in the way like how a dog would do and just gets comfortable in it. And you can see like muddy hoof prints in the leaves. Looks like he's been in this recliner before, whether he's been unwanted or not. And you get a short rest for the night. And you wake up in the morning and Donkey is preparing you exactly like he said. Some wild rice and onion pancakes.
Onion pancakes. them's my favorite. I'm also drinking alcohol.
And soup.
In soup, yes, at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, and I
Yeah.
poured it on the pancakes like syrup.
In the ogress shows you his favorite way to eat them. He gets one of these big slugs that he had sort of in the jar and pulls it out and squeezes it, and it kind of squishes out onto the top of the pancake, and he kind of rolls it up and takes a bite of it. And it's a pretty fairly decent morning. It's not raining out anymore, but the mist and fog is kind of still out there. Loki, you and Kaylin sleep just fine aside from the rain and kind of like waking up to check on things, but it actually feels like a pretty safe little haven that you got to stay for the night.
Nice. This guy, I'm talking to Arthur and Loki right now. This guy's actually pretty chill. And then I look over at Fiora and I'm like, what do you think?
I think that if there's a talking donkey, there's a cause, and it's not usually a good one.
Well, yeah, but I haven't seen any bad vibes yet, have you?
None that I've picked up. I think we were fortunate enough to lend a kindness to someone who needed it. We got one in return, and fortunately, this will be the end of it.
You feel like that's exactly right, Loki. Like, in a world where you have magic and monsters and the gods are dead and 99% of everything sucks, there is still that one little percent of people and creatures alike spread out through the world that will offer small kindnesses if afforded small kindnesses. So you're very on brand with that to say, like, I think we were nice, and that is what, you know. And in the morning, Donkey tells the story of how he met you, how he got stuck in the mud hole, and Loki came and saved him. He's telling this to Tarek, who is asking him questions like, how did you end up with these people anyways? I told you to leave, not bring more back, you know, still kind of chastising him. And then when he tells him, like, well, that guy saved my life, he's like, oh, you saved a creature's life that you didn't have to, you know, that's really nice of you. And he says, I'd like to give you something for your travels.
Oh, please, by all means, it's what we do. We're wardens.
Well, still, I'm kind of unfriendly because I like my space, but a lot of times people are unfriendly to me just because of who and what I am. And even though this donkey really irritates the piss out of me, like, and I mean irritates me down to the deepest, darkest subcockles of my giant, meaty, ogreish heart, like, he really gets under my skin. Creatures like us tend to get the short stick in the world, so if you can, you offered us a kindness by not attacking us, or you could have killed me and stole my home for yourselves. It's been known to happen in these parts, so I'd like to give you something. And he pulls out this little linen pouch. It's like a linen bag. It's kind of long, about 8 inches long, and he hands it to you, Loki.
Oh, thank you for your graciousness.
And when you peek inside, you see 2 long, handmade, red, slender, tapered candles that have a sort of thicker base, but they're sort of long and slender in the way that they look. And they're red, but not like, they're kind of like a rose red, like the color was made from flowers or something, kind of like that kind of red, rather than like dark and broody, evil, blood demon red sort of situation.
Gotcha. Oh, well, thank you. I'm sure we'll make great use of these.
Red candles. Oh.
Yeah, and so he says, take the rest of the pancakes with you if you'd like. I can get more onions. And then he tells Donkey, I guess you can stay. And you're able to kind of head off back on your way if you don't have any other questions or anything from him.
I'll leave 2 rations just to give them a little bit of diet variety for a day or two, however long they make use of it.
Yeah, that's nice of you, by all means. And Donkey says, these will make a good pie crust. Looking at the hardtack sort of biscuits there that you've got.
Yeah, I'll thank them for their hospitality, and then I guess we're on our way.
Scrimmy shoves some of those pancakes in his pocket.
Pocket pancakes. I dig it.
Pocket cakes.
Roll to see if it was the soup pocket.
It was, in fact.
Oh, that was on purpose, though. It was a feature.
Not a bug.
Yeah, so you head on out. How do you determine from where you are the direction you need to go?
Where's the sun?
You're a bit off track. You cannot see the sun. It is not storming, but it's misty and foggy. None of that.
When when Donkey and I were walking back to start heading towards them, you said we walked in a diagonal from where the camp was set up. Were we in a diagonal that would be off left or off right from where we were?
So I'll say if you were looking at like a compass and your tent was at the S, you headed towards the N. But coming back, you headed towards the SE instead of straight towards the S. So you were moving like in a southwesterly direction instead of the straight south direction you were kind of moving before. Southeastern.
Gotcha. And moving in that direction led us directly to the front of the house?
Yeah.
Okay, then as we walk out and turn right a little bit, and we're heading east again. And if we turn a bit more right, we're heading southeast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just for sake of dice determination's sake, let me see if your dice match that proper assessment, Loki.
Sure. What do you need?
Whatever you think is appropriate for your use of navigation in this moment.
I'll hit you with the guidance.
Thank you. I'll call it history since I'm recalling the way we came.
Sure. You have recollection abilities too, don't you?
Not any that are extremely enhanced.
Okay. Yeah, so you got 12 plus whatever your guidance is. Go ahead and roll your guidance. Yeah, 15 on the nose. You got it. Yeah, so you're able to line yourselves out and start heading eastwards. What's the conversation like? You got anything you want to do or say, or are you just quietly traveling along?
That was shockingly wholesome. Just good on you, Loki, for being the one to go actually help the thing.
I feel like it's what we do. We're helping people. We just spent God knows how long in a city helping people.
Yeah, well, you didn't have to. You did the right thing. Does anyone know any details about what to expect when we get there? Is this the Rakshasa? Is this something else? I got mixed up with the contracts. I'm not going to lie to you.
No clue.
Sorry,
We're
what?
looking for someone. There was I think it was a Bauengrad.
It was something, but I know that I probably shouldn't be in charge of this, but I am. Because I don't remember either.
Captain, you can relinquish control or delegate control to anyone you want since you're in charge.
All right, I say that you guys just go in the correct direction, and we're gonna have to get out of this swamp.
That's why you're the captain.
So, just find out of the swamp.
I
and
mean,
then,
they're not wrong.
We're already doing it. We're
They're not wrong.
already heading the way we need to be heading.
Just like the captain planned.
It's all. See, that's the beauty of it. They didn't even know they planned it like that, and it just came together perfectly.
yeah.
Scrimmy, should we talk plan of attack? You got any strategies you want to know?
I'd like to talk healthcare benefits actually, Scrim, because I feel like
we don't have. I'm not in charge of the pay. I'm just in charge of remembering things, which, I'm probably not the best person for that, but
I'm pretty sure it's in the fine print of the contracts that Captain acts as financial intermediary for insurance reimbursement purposes. So we'll sort that out.
Look,
we'll sort that out.
You guys didn't give me a contract to read. You pumped me full of drugs, and I said, "Sure, let's do it."
That's a good point.
And I tripped stack for a couple hours. Okay.
It's a questionable recruitment process. You're not wrong.
oh yeah.
Does anyone know what to expect when we get there? Is anyone, Caleb, have you ever fought anything like this?
Fought what exactly? An archdemon?
Yeah.
I don't know. Have I?
Or a rock saucer?
Yeah,
No,
something bad.
No, I have not fought any archdemons before.
Clearly, you've seen
Not exactly combat. Yes, archdemons. No, they're not exactly common.
Fair.
Well, we definitely need some people that know how to deal with demons, and it seems like we have at least two.
I would recommend anyone who has any kind of holy damage or holy powers. Those are usually pretty effective against demons.
Yes.
Also, in theory, if we find them here, we can try to just do what we did at the Belfry. In theory, if there's a demon here,
make a deal with it.
We should be able to just poof it away, and as long as we keep it away for a minute, it should be gone, but it could technically come back.
No, yeah. I mean, Arthur's just trying to make conversation on the road. Speaking of which, Kaylin, I guess now's as good a time as any. What's your experience with the wardens been like so far? Why do you wander alone?
I was brought into the wardens by my mentor who passed. I've wandered ever since.
You were never part of a party like ours?
Oh, I was. A long, long time ago.
That's fucking ominous. What happened to them?
They do as wardens did and died.
Fair enough. Why did you not join a second one? Why'd you stay on your own after that?
Wardens aren't exactly the best company, I've learned over my years.
Wish we knew. We're the only ones we've really ever had significant interaction.
Yes, and so far your group seems to be just as chaotic as them.
Yeah, we're all great though. We're all fantastic.
Out of curiosity, Kaylin, do you think that could have something to do with, the lack of organization? Maybe getting more involved, you could get things more organized and less chaotic. I know whenever we get back, that's what I plan to do, because I agree that this organization is very loosely held together.
That's what happens when you base the entirety of an organization's population on the criminal population and not actually trained soldiers.
And that you don't provide said criminals any training. You just send them out to hunt demons on their own, tell them to pick their own leader.
Wait. Sorry.
Hey, we're
Say that again. You're criminals?
You're not?
yeah.
No, I was recruited at a young age by my mentor.
Oh,
Was your
that's too
mentor a
bad. We were
criminal?
recruited in the prison of, where was that, Tola Mill? At the courthouse at Tola Mill, right?
Yeah, we were given the choice of, was it death or the wardens, or
Salt
shackles or
mines.
wardens?
Salt mines or wardens.
Shackles or wardens, that's right.
And honestly, at this point, I'm still not sure we made the right call.
Well,
What are
they
you
found
talking
me-
about?
I'm not a criminal. They found
Yeah,
me
that's
in a
true.
We
puddle
Scrimmy was
of-
did
recruited.
pick up Scrimshaw.
That's true. Me and Celine have escaped the salt mines.
I guess
before.
technically Grand also is not a member yet either. Man, Fiora, Arthur, what are we doing, guys? What are we as the party wardens doing?
I don't know.
originally
We're doing all
anymore?
right. We're 100% success rates. I think we're doing okay.
We're also kind of on 100% deal making rate too.
Yeah, we got to chill with the deals.
Well, next time we get a deal, say no deal, double
no deal.
whammy, not taking it.
Got it. Next time I'll leave Grand Souls in limbo.
And
There we go.
if anyone feels any kind of a horrible, life-changing alteration taking over their body and soul, just shout it out. Just let us know.
Fiora, stop suppressing her transformation.
Oh fuck! Wait! Don't tell us! Don't keep it in.
Put it away right now.
So you react that way to me, but not to a talking donkey. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, the donkey is less likely to rip us to pieces.
That's also a fair assessment.
And it didn't look threatening.
I'm not likely to rip you to pieces. I'm likely to burn you alive, but
We've all
not
gotten used to
again.
it.
what do you
Not
mean?
again.
What do you mean?
We can talk about this later.
To get off of the donkey.
Whoa!
ripping the
We're
treads part-
we're just walking in the woods. What do you mean? Not again?
Well, I'm starting to put some things together here.
About what?
And if I remember correctly, you also sailed ships around the same time that I died.
I mean, we only had
And-
GBC ships.
Some more fire. And more fire that I see in your eyes. The more I remember.
Well, for what it's worth, I'm glad you keep better company now.
What is Scrim's aura right now? What energy are they putting off?
Yeah, insight check these bitches. I wasn't joking. I'm actually rolling one.
That's fine.
I am genuinely curious. Like how is
That's a 17.
Scrim is not angry. Scrim is not angry at all. Scrim is in this kind of state of just remembrance right now and making it known.
Scrimmy.
And blasting fire together over the body of our dead loved one turned monstrosity pulled a lot to Scrim's mind, because thus far Scrim has avoided casting fire spells and has started to switch over more towards frost after what he'd been through. And casting fire again kind of awoken the beast.
Scrimmy, I don't know if we've ever talked about this. We've been fucking busy. How exactly did you die?
Oh, well, do you remember me telling you about my goat?
Yep, I remember the goat.
Yeah,
Nope,
well,
not at all.
unfortunately, I went down with my ship.
And the goat.
Oh, the goat was long gone.
Okay.
The goat was a part of the action. The boat was the second hand. I went down with the ship.
And you think that Fiora had something to do with that?
I mean, it's not like I ain't burned ships in my day, but as far as I know, they were all GBC. So
So you were a pirate. We can confirm that, right? You were a pirate. And
I didn't think I had hidden that.
No, I don't know. I don't think I've ever asked.
Hi.
So So you burned a ship that Scrimmy was on, and that's how Scrimmy died, and that's how we're all.
If Scrimmy worked for the GBC, I guess it's possible.
That
Scrimmy,
sounds
did
like
you
a
work
jump in
for-
logic, but maybe.
I don't
you-
remember that much, but I remember their eyes, and I remember the fire.
I mean, Fiora, did you ever hit a ship named the Second Hand?
Most of the ships we hit are at the bottom of the sea with blackened hulls. I didn't really read names that much. I just saw the GBC flag and had to make our living since the GBC wouldn't take us.
I guess we'll, if we ever go visit Daruk, we can check some dossiers, see what the crew lists look like for GBC ships that you had hit back in the day. And if Scrimshaw wants it, we can find that information out, and if there's any piece you want to make there, or we can ignore it completely and let you continue working it through on your own or talking with us.
Hey, I just wanted you to know that I know.
For what it's worth, I wouldn't burn you now. It wasn't anything personal. It was, I mean, I guess it was kind of personal, but
I didn't
had it
ask
come
for
in.
I didn't ask for an apology. I just want you to know. I see you.
I feel like most people I've burned that I ran into later asked for an apology, so it may have just been instinct.
Nah, I kind of like being half dead. I get way more fucked up.
Well, then I guess you're welcome.
Excellent. Well, I feel better. I feel a lot better.
All right.
Wow, Kaylin has gotten really far ahead of us.
Oh, fuck.
Aerodynamic.
He's just running.
I'm not even running. I'm just walking.
He's just
they're
a blur
both more-
bouncing
they're-
between the branches.
Like not even stealthily, just walking.
Yeah, and as you're walking, you come to it first, Kaylin, but you find this sort of tilted stone partially sunk into the muck of the boggy marshlands around you. And it has carvings on it that you can see. You can see the carvings from a distance, but you can't make it out kind of what they are unless you go up to it.
Sure, let's go up to the weird tilted rock. What's the worst that could happen?
I mean, I don't see what could possibly go wrong.
It's just a rock.
When you get up closer to it, you don't have to roll any sort of rolls for it. You can just see that it has carvings of like people and animals. And it's sort of softened and blurred from erosion. But you can tell it's clearly been there for a very, very long time. But the thing that sticks out to you the most is there is a clean, nice, neat wooden bowl sitting at the base of it with some fresh picked mint leaves inside the bowl.
Like an offering?
Kind of, yeah. You could equate it to that. You don't know for sure if that's what it is, but you're versed enough in religions, and Loki reads enough books that probably contain religious informations as a archaeologist that you could deduce that much out of it, that it looks very similar to an offering. Yes.
Loki, do you know who takes offerings of mint sprigs?
I don't know. Let me consider my associate's degree in anthropology and the voice in my head. And
Yeah, what rolls do we have to make?
do any of us recognize the carvings at all?
I wouldn't say that they're necessarily recognizable. Think in the fact of archaeology and anthropology of histories of the past, similar to the carvings that Neanderthals made in caves before humankind sort of developed actual language and such. Kind of
Are they
like
like
pictograph.
this?
So what are the carvings portraying,
Yeah.
if anything?
There is one that kind of you could figure out looks like a person plowing a field. You can see one that looks like a goat, one that sort of looks like two people sort of standing next to each other, and then most of it's all kind of just blurred out from millennia of being in this wet environment and being eroded. Scrim, I see your history check. What you making it on?
I was looking to see if I had been here before because it seemed like something that I may have been trapped near or something like that in a past life, since I'm on this kick of remembrance.
The brain's finally working, so you're trying to see if it picks up anything else.
Yeah, basically. Do I know things?
Running low on booze soup.
They got them extra brain cells.
Hold on one second. I was going to try to pull up the region on my computer. So above the table, fun fact, I typed in the region that you're in, which is Caerniata on Google, to kind of just not have to get my regular book out. And the first thing that pops up is actually a Heroes and Hooligans YouTube video for season 1, episode 3, titled Caerniata. So huzzah to Google.
Sweet.
Thanks for us at the top. Not that many people are doing it, but hey, it's there. We're
Google
there.
knows what we are. That's terrifying.
This is what the big time feels like.
I guess so.
We're getting there.
Let me get my book
Does
out.
anyone
so
have any like plants on them?
Plants?
Vegetables, anything?
Arthur is like an amateur medic. I think he might have some herbs with healing properties on him. I could give you over some like arrowroot.
Yeah, sure. I'll take whatever it gives me and put it in the little bowl and see if anything happens.
Are you ready for me to info dump you, Scrimmy?
Yes.
Oh God.
So you're kind of trying to remember, and you've traveled quite a bit of places, and Loki, you know some things as well about histories of places. So you know that Caerniata translates to the land of rivers, that it was originally settled by elves many centuries before the arrivals of humans. The name Chernault derives from the names elves used to call the region. The arrival of the first men came during the era of expansion, where many tribes attempted to cross the Grove Maze. Only a few, led by the most level-headed and honorable leaders, were granted passage by the spirits of the forest, keeping the more barbaric sort of tribes away. You know that Caerniata itself is one of the only places in Atharis that has natural, like, inherent nature magics. And it's something that elves for a very, very long time, like, protected. The first tribes that settled here in Caerniata were in the northeastern parts of the region, where there were fewer rivers and more fields, being able to facilitate the development of agriculture. After some time, they started to push their luck and try to take more land towards the center, and finally encountered the elves in the heart of the Riverlands. Relations between the two races were hostile at best, culminating to a war that would last several generations and see the fall of the Elven Kingdom. In the current timeline, there is only one known established elven city in the lands, and that is Tola Mill up in the mountains near where you just kind of came from. About the rise of King Amaric, you kind of recall that bit of information, the Pact of the Sacred Land, even a bit of the Dark Elf Curse, and a knightly order that some of you would probably know of, the Errants of the Grove, which is a knight chapter responsible for the Grove Maze, the rolling forest that separates Chernault from the rest of Atharis. They therefore choose to name themselves the Errants of the Grove, as they spend most of their time wandering the Grove Maze in order to both push back any threat and welcome elven refugees. Tales speak of these knights holding a bridge on their own thanks to magical anomalies, posing riddles to wanderers attempting to gain passage into Chernalt itself. So where the Grove Maze is kind of located is in between where Chernalt and Burok start, sort of at the base of the Spine Mountain that kind of runs down the center of the country, and where the Rock Teeth kind of meet out into the land there. So it kind of covers that whole side and area of Chernalt on the map. So I'll give you that bit of history.
Fun. Oh wait, that means we're gonna have to go through it to get to Chernalt, aren't we?
Do what?
So we're probably gonna have to go through it, aren't we?
The Grove Maze.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No, you skirted around it because you came on down the opposite side of the mountains, where kind of like Lysek is its own. It's a free city. It's not attached to the Burok Empire or Chernalt Kingdom, but it lies in sort of, I wouldn't say necessarily a valley, but a section of the mountains that is sort of flat land up to the coast. And it's surrounded by rivers on both sides. So you came down through the base of the Rock Teeth Mountains, where it was sort of difficult terrain and such, into Chernalt, past Tola Mill, and through that forest, where the Grove Maze is more close to like the center where the Gray Spine Mountains are. Kind of it borders Astoya and the stillborn forest of Astoya, and Burok's sort of claim that leads down to it.
Fair enough then. No magic forest for us.
No, you skirted around it. You actually went in between that magic forest and the other magic forest, which was in season 1, that contained the 100-acre wood. In between the Grove Maze and the Dark Oak Grove, you avoided both of them with the path that you took.
Look at us being safe.
Right.
I mean, I asked you which way you wanted to go, and that's the way you chose. So there you go. Good job.
All right, cool. So, does anything happen when I put these herbs in the bowl?
Nothing happens when you put the herbs in the bowl. No, but you could give me an Arcana.
Oh, cool. Yeah, let's give her a roll of something I'm not proficient in.
Can I?
I was about to say, well, that's a natural 19, so
Oh, there you go. That's not bad.
for nothing added onto it.
Yeah, so you do feel this sort of arcane energy coming from it, but it's not giving you like inherently evil arcane vibes, but when you put the leaves in it, you do feel like a little bit of arcane energy.
I turn around to the 3 clearly magical people in the group. Either of you know how to detect magic?
Yeah. Here, let me check that out. Let me see.
Can detect thoughts, not magic.
Same.
Try and get in my head. I dare you.
Let's see. I have a whole lot of spells, but I don't know if I have that one.
Well, that one, if I know for a fact, is a ritual spell. So you could spend 10 minutes casting it if you want.
Wow, I don't have it. I don't have it equipped. Sorry, guys. I can't do
Oh, with
shit.
that, everyone.
I can do an Arcana check on it though,
You could do Arcana.
and I got an 11. Sorry, the dice don't love me. I'm not good today.
I can try an Arcana. I'm bad at this, but yeah, we got a 2.
How is it that I rolled better than both of you?
Okay.
Negative one
Usually I
intelligence.
I don't have characters do things when they're not here, but Gran does have Identify, which can be cast as a ritual.
Oh,
So
I have that.
I'll say that, yeah. Oh, if you want to do it, Scrimmy, by all means, that's something you could try to like identify if there's anything magical here.
Yeah, I can cast that. It's a cantrip. Oh no, it's a first level. So boom, do that, and then I do my little.
If you do it ritually, you don't have to burn the spell slot.
But I have a special thing that gets me back spell slots after a short rest, so I'm okay.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, yeah, go for it. Burn your spell slot and do it instantly then.
Yeah,
So you see the bowl there, and you've detected the sort of familiar. I don't want to say static, but kind of like what I imagine static feels like if you're to touch it, kind of like like static electric energy when you rub your feet on the carpet and then you touch something and it's like zing, kind of like that sort of sparky, fizzy feeling when you're near the bowl. And it's not the bowl themselves or the mint leaves, but under the mint leaves is a stone that is where the magic is coming from. And because you did identify, you know exactly what this stone is. This is a stone of it is a stone of controlling earth elementals.
Oh.
So you can use it to an action to summon it, which would summon an earth elemental, similar as if you had cast the conjure elemental spell. And it can be used over and over again, but it just only once, like per day, sort of thing.
Oh. So I'm gonna go ahead and definitely pick that thingy up.
The arms or legs are back today.
Sweet.
Now-
That's
Now
awesome.
I'm scared.
Why?
Now what's gonna attack me?
Yeah, let's grab that. That's awesome.
Well, if one does appear, you have the storm to control it.
Yeah, that is true.
I guess we'll continue on our way.
Yeah, anything else? I don't think so.
Do.
Lead on, Captain.
Yeah, and you continue on the direction that you're heading, and you come across an actual path, like a road path sort of thing, but not like a real road, but a fairly decently traveled path where you can see hoof prints and like wagon wheels through the mud. And you can see a village in the distance down that particular road.
Well, that was easy.
Then yeah.
Well, nice. We got a shiny rock, guys.
You did get a shiny rock.
We
guess
got a
let's go.
nice shiny rock.
Let's go get a place for the night, shall we?
Oh.
I'd much rather a bed than a bedroll tonight.
Yeah.
What? That's if they have space for us.
Well, let's find out.
Yeah, so you travel down the road. You come up to Bonasal Village. It is very small. It's located on the river that flows, like the main river that flows through here itself. not one of its little offshoots. And it is a small village. It doesn't have a whole lot. It has a tavern that also functions as an inn. It has a general store. It has stables, and it has like a lumber mill, and then it has some housing and the quote unquote city hall, which also functions as the mayor's home.
So to the tavern. I want meat.
Let's do it.
I'll meet you all there.
You want meat. Why do you want to eat the horse? Now you want to eat the meat.
Is the ghostly person a vegetarian?
I'm discovering that now. Apparently, the concept of enjoying cooked meat is foreign here. Which is fine if other people don't want to eat meat. But Fiora does.
All right. It also doesn't sound too bad. But the horse?
I don't think they were going to eat the horse. They were just going to kill it.
I think I got through.
Oh, no, it would have been awesome to have cooked meat over the last few days of travel. Can you imagine if we had cooked meat when it was raining?
Doesn't do anything for me, but I get it. Let's go get a room.
Yes.
Loki, be safe. Oh crap, the sending stone only goes to headquarters. It doesn't work between us, does it?
No.
I'll be
Yeah,
fine.
Where exactly is the other human going?
I'm just checking out the town, see if I can find out some things.
See if there's an archdemon somewhere.
That also on the list.
Yeah, for sure. Let us know if that pops up.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm not going looking for trouble.
Well, we'll get you a
You've
room.
got,
Thank you.
by the way, general store, and then you have the Phoenix Tavern there, and then there's a stable as well. So those are the only three non-residential homes. It's probably around dinner time, so you could try the mayor, councilman, whoever leads a village, their place, which is the town hall / personal residence. So you've got a couple of options.
Yeah, well, first thing Arthur wants to do is just grab a room, drop our stuff off, maybe stable the horses.
Yes.
Yeah,
Horses,
you could
for
stable
sure.
the horses for sure. It's pretty cheap to stable your horses because you have your own feed that you brought with you. Just 3 copper pieces per horse. To get a room, it is a fairly small, poor-ish village, so they have a couple of different kinds of rooms. They have the more squalid type, which is in the basement. It's like a bunkhouse set of rooms. They have some poor quality rooms like up above that are like 4 beds crammed in one room, no personal facilities or anything like that inside, just beds and a chest at the end of each bed to store belongings in, no closets, no desks, no nothing. And then they have like a fairly decently modest style room, which has private bathing inside the room. They each have 2 beds as well as a desk and chair. No closets, but like little nightstands with drawers rather than just a chest to chunk your shit in.
As group loot, Fiora reminds everyone we did just get some gold, so we could probably spring for the modest room.
Oh, absolutely. Not after
Down there.
camping out in the woods. For
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, so we'll do modest rooms, food and drink.
How many rooms do you want total? It's 2 beds apiece. I don't know how you're splitting rooms anymore with not having giant Astarook.
I would assume that Fiora and Grand would share a room.
Okay.
I'd keep
And
the 2 women
then
together.
does
probably
Scrim
just
sleep?
Yes, Scrim
Grim
sleeps.
does.
Okay.
Arthur doesn't.
Yeah.
I'll just
He
sleep on the floor in
sometimes-
whatever room we've got.
Scrim sometimes sleeps.
So what do you
Kaylin,
need? Like 3 rooms total.
I figure
Two.
3 rooms, 2 people per room. Everyone gets a bed, even if they don't need it.
Yeah, so it's 5 silver pieces per room.
That's fine.
And
Gold
then
and a
you
half.
Gold plus the 1 silver, 1.5 silver pieces from stabling.
yeah. And then as far as dinner goes, they have a couple of options as well. Similar kind of quality, the very cheap, very watered down sort of soup with a chunk of cheese and a piece of hard bread. Then it doesn't really have meat. It's more of like a vegetable brothy soup, very thin, enough to put something in your belly. Then they also have a more heartier stew that has meat, potatoes, carrots, root vegetables in a stew. When you get bread and cheese with that as well, but that one comes with a drink. You could have a hot tea or a hot coffee. And then like the nicest meal that they have is a pot roast style where it's actual chunks of meat and cooked potatoes and carrots and rutabaga and cabbage. And it's bread rolls instead of like the hard crusty bread with some nice sort of cheese. And you get a mug of ale with that one.
We're
Oh,
only
that
here
sounds
for
very
one
nice.
night, right, guys?
I'm presuming so, yes.
So if I just give the barkeep like 10 gold.
That way covers it because the most expensive meal is only 3 silver pieces per person.
It's fine. I'll just give him a fucking platinum piece. then.
I think ruining the local economy is a great idea.
Exactly. Give him a platinum piece.
we can for sure afford it. Fiora will just give him 10 gold, like the best of whatever you've got. We've been traveling for a long time.
Yeah, so he kind of puts out like a whole buffet spread sort of banquet dinner on the table in front of you instead of serving you just the pot roast and such. You get the whole pot roast gets put out, like a whole single one. You even get some drumsticks out on the table. You get some greens, both cooked greens like kale and cabbage and that kind of greens together, as well as you get these little they're kind of like dinner rolls, but the way that they're cooked, like instead of fluffy on the top, you look and they kind of like curve in. The real world of it is a Yorkie pudding, but you're not in Yorkshire, so it's not that.
Oh my god. I'm definitely
So-
having a bunch of those.
So you get Yorkies, you get brown gravy, you get honey roasted parsnips, you get broccoli. The gravy's made with the veg water, so you get the extra iron and minimal minerals out of it. Kind of pretty much like a whole English Sunday roast put out, like a big banquet style dinner.
I just want you all to know this is what happens when you make an urchin the group loot. Because this is better than Fiora has ever lived or eaten in her life.
You can tell that the cook probably can cook really well, just doesn't have the income. It's a small village. They don't have a lot of people coming in, so they don't cook big like this, and they do things that can be reheated easily, which is why soups and stews are, their main thing. But you gave him 10 gold, he cooks you up a whole banquet meal there.
And it's all gone. Probably, I don't know.
I mean, Fiora's not leaving anything behind, that's for sure. Whatever Fiora is forcing herself to eat.
If we're
I suppose
eating
if it was
together,
going to be Sunday roast, it would be gammon instead of pot roast.
Yeah, makes sense.
Sunday roast can be whatever.
if Arthur got a portion, he would just give it to whoever wanted it.
There's some sticks and leaves and twigs and stuff if you want that, Arthur, to add to your. It's like adding extra sustenance to your already wood.
Start building additions. No,
Make
Arthur's
it
good. Arthur's good. I'm gonna get a room, read from my book for a little bit, and then if we're gonna reconvene later or tomorrow, what's the plan for that, folks?
I mean, we're just stopping here on the way to the city in Chernobyl where the contract said the guy was, right?
Oh, true. Yeah, we don't need to see anybody. I don't know why I thought let's talk to them.
Yeah, I was like, I thought this was just a way station village on our way. If I
Pretty
misunderstood
much.
that's on me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, did
yeah.
I missed it? Did these modest rooms come with baths?
Yeah,
Yes.
there's private baths with the like folding wooden screen. Like it's not a room built off of the room, but there's like 2 beds, and then off in the corner is like a brass tub that has one of those like wooden shade partitions that would go around it to protect your privacy. And they would bring up heated water from the kitchen downstairs. If you had said, "Hey, I'd like a bath," you know, and I'm in my room, they'll bring it up when you pay for your rooms and put the hot water in. So
yeah, Fiora eats food. Like I said, she's not allowing any food to be left on the table when she leaves. Otherwise, she takes a bath, writes in her captain's journal, probably something about what Scrimmy mentioned, and trying to recognize him or remember anything, but she doesn't. And goes to bed.
Goes to bed.
Loki, you were out and about in the village trying to garner some information. What exactly is it that you're trying to look for while you're out here?
If there's anyone posted anywhere, like an official, maybe I'll try the mayor's house, or if there's the very off chance there's an info broker who has thieves' camp markings anywhere, just to look for whispers about what might be in the next town.
No, nothing like that. The mayor's house, like the door where you would come in at the front to use the like the community hall that would be active during the day, is locked. But you could go to the general store, being as it's the really only store, and or talk to the tavern keeper. One of those people probably has some general information, but you don't see any of your like thieves' camp markings that indicate whether there's a fence or a safe house or any of that sort of.
Yeah, I figured there wouldn't be anything here. Didn't want to miss out on it though.
Yeah, hey, that doesn't hurt to look.
Yeah. I think I'll just head on back to the tavern then to catch up in the middle of the meal. I think at that point, if it's not already scarfed down.
Nah, there's totally some left.
Yeah, I'm sure they probably left you at least something.
Yeah,
most of it's gone.
Yeah, Loki will eat the small bit he needs. Will bother Scrim, and ask to borrow their identify capabilities again in exchange for them getting one of the candles.
Sure.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm not remotely close to magically talented.
Who needs magic?
Do you swing in the general store while you're out and about, Loki?
Sure. I might as well make sure I have enough regular bolts. We've been doing a lot without a pit stop.
Yeah, you can do that. I was just going to say they do have tents available if you wanted to pick up a couple of extra tents. They're only 2 gold pieces each. They sleep 2 people, so you could you have yours, but if you wanted to grab some others just to make sure you had them along the way, you can do.
Yeah, I'll grab 3 more.
Yeah, there you go. So it's what, 3 more at 2 gold, so 6 gold for that, and then whatever bolts cost on your thing. I just closed my inventory sheet.
I got it, no worries.
Yeah, and by the time you do that, like it's about the time where Fiora's got the bed, like the rooms paid for, and has ordered the meal, and you get back right around the time that the meal is being brought out. So you're able to partake in a meal with your friends. You know, it was a quick thing. It's a very small village. Think about the first village that you go to in Skyrim, how small it is, what it really has, barely nothing there. It takes 2 minutes to walk through. Sort of that kind of.
Don't kill the chickens.
Yeah.
And you guys are able to get a short rest instead of a long rest. Oh, the candles. I did put it in the back chat what they are.
Are they legacy or?
Yeah, everything that we're going to use is legacy because 2024 can suck my butthole.
Holy question. The in the time from killing the abomination that Celine became to now with the travel, did we long rest or are we still down from that fight?
No, you haven't long rested. Long rest is 3 full days, and you've had 2. This would be your second short rest since then.
We could. We could stay here for 3 days and long rest, but
You could just
I
you
wouldn't
could,
be
we,
opposed.
It's up to the group, really.
right. You could, as a group, decide that that's what you want to do. Spend 3 days here, take a long rest, count the gold out for your rooms and meals, and
Well, how much longer do we have to travel?
quite a ways.
I mean, is this a named town or is this just a small village?
No, it is named. It's Bonasau Village. I'll give you.
Oh God, we are so far away then, because we're heading to the Haven, right?
Yeah.
Oh
You're
God, yeah,
headed toward-
we got like
do just give them 30 gold and stay for 3 days.
Yeah, sure.
I wouldn't be
I'm
against
pretty
it.
sure between all of us, we have 30 gold.
We have the group
We
loot.
have like 800 gold in group loot.
Yeah, we got the group loop for
Oh,
it.
so
money's fine.
Do we take the long
Yeah.
rest?
I say
Yeah,
that
Loki
3 was a
will work with the locals over the 3 days and plan out the best route for us then, since we still got a bit of ways to go.
Yeah, that works. I can remove that from group loot if the tavern and God is okay with that.
Yeah, that's fine. If you guys want to spend,
Oh,
I'm going to make you spend the money by all means to
Yeah.
be able to stay, but do the math for your horses, your rooms, and your food for 3 days, and that's what you
In
end up
my
having.
brain, 10 gold was good for one, so I just did 10 for each one.
Yeah, that should be fine.
I was gonna say I think we're slightly overpaying, but I'm not that
Yeah.
worried about it.
That nice.
Let's
Yeah,
turn this small village. Let's turn Bonneville Village into a major metropolis.
Man, we've invested so much in this town. They've actually added a suite just for us.
I know. We spent like 2 days building it.
What a great
I couldn't
working-
sleep because the carpenters were working all night, so it was kind of counterproductive to what we were going for.
Remind me above table if you guys ever picked up a map
I
of
don't think we did.
I don't think
Atharis
of I don't think of the whole place. I feel like we might have gotten one in the first village near the Bone Trader of that immediate area, but I don't think we've gotten like a major large map. Wouldn't
Yeah,
be a
you
bad
had your
idea to grab.
Stellenwald map that you had of that kind of area.
Unless
Yeah.
Loki has one hidden away.
I'm sure if through like a history of travels, I have perhaps dated maps or handcrafted maps. But
And you could probably, in the daytime on one of your down days, meet with the little village elder. I guess he's not really a mayor because it's a village, so he'd be like the village elder, kind of oversees things. You could meet with him, and they have historical ledgers and maps of Cheernalt itself, where he could help you kind of piece together something legible for you to have, where you could
yeah, like east across the river, follow the river down, head east when it breaks again, follow the river down.
And you would get the kind of big landmarks on the Atharis map. You would get those on your map, so you would have like
The Mist
Whoville,
Temple, Deweyville.
Mist Temple, Montalancy, Tolkiered Well, which you haven't really researched or know anything about that. Shaded Haven,
Gotcha.
Castle, Camont, Veros, all of those. Probably up to Morencia you would have, and then that's when it starts getting into the Castellanian provinces. So,
Works for what we need.
yep.
I'm glad
So, yeah,
Loki has all the notes about where we're going.
I'm the captain's navigator. I have to know.
Perpetual first mate.
That's
Scrimmy did
I'm
say
party
get it.
advisor. That's my job.
Scrimmy did say get us in the right direction. So
And
that
I'm
was the
doing my-
delegation.
I'm
Here you
doing
go.
my job.
Yeah. I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my
I'm
part.
doing my part.
Little kid squishes bugs. I'm doing my part too.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, so that's it. That's your 3 days. Go ahead and take your long rest. All that stuff.
During it, if it's all right, Kaylin, I guess while we're all at dinner together, or if
Sure.
the two of us are rooming together,
Roomies.
don't stop me if it's rude, but it sounds like you've been out and about for a while, and we seem to both be humans. Please correct me if I'm wrong there as well. How long have you been out and about anyway?
What year is it?
Hooli, what years?
Yes.
Yes.
The year, yes.
I feel like it might be pinned from way, way back season 1.
Someone quickly go find out.
Alternatively, how old are you? And we could deduce from there, since you've been here from a young age.
Oh yeah, how old did I put? He's 34, so about 2.5 decades.
Oh God, that you've been a warden longer than I've been alive. That is
I never
impressive.
said I was a warden.
When was young age then to be brought in?
Yeah, it was. But he trained me well before he passed.
That's good. Yes, I know we mentioned being criminals and whatnot, but it's a mixed bag for us, really. Grand isn't a criminal. To my knowledge, Scrim hasn't committed any active crimes since we've known them. But Fiora and Arthur and I, we all were, like we said, shackled up and given the choice, and that's what got us to the Wardens. It seems like the majority of the recruitment these days. You sounded surprised when we said that.
Well, it is surprising since back in my day, prisoners and criminals weren't exactly what you would call recruits. Things must really be desperate of late if they are recruiting.
That's the method they took. We've done well enough. I don't know how much you've heard, but we handled a lot of work over in, it was Lysec, right? With the burning? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Lysec, their belfry was on fire for apparently weeks at a time. We handled whatever was going on there, but don't let the chaoticness disprove the capabilities of this crew. The three of them are really remarkable, and Gran seems to have a good head on their shoulders too.
Well, at least you.
And to be fair, Loki, you weren't like murderer criminals or anything like that. Like you got.
I know I wasn't. I know I was an
Yeah,
anthropologist. I got caught picklocking a chest, and they threw me in the salt mines.
Yeah, just like their recruiting process is very a mix of the wardens where they have people out like actively scouting, but also you don't have a lot of people joining up to go to their death against demons. So they go with the sort of for the wall, joining the, the brotherhood sort of, not brotherhood, but I'm talking about joining the crows at the wall of Game of Thrones sort of style where they'll pull criminals as well and give them another shot sort of thing.
Fair enough.
And I think you guys were told something similar to that, Loki, when you got inducted with the minimal amount of information that you received.
Oh, I must have forgot after the self-induced paranoia. Yeah.
You had a bad trip, my friend.
Oh, it was awful. Did you have to do that, Kaylin?
No.
God, what?
What the fuck?
Arthur through the wall.
Sorry, that was me as a player.
I just walk over to the door and pull it open and just watch him drop to the floor. He's dropping up against the door.
What? No, I was. Good night.
No, but I'm not a warden.
Really?
Kaylin's not even my real name.
Oh. Would you like to be called your real name?
No. Kaylin's who I am now.
And Kaylin's who you are to us, then. That's as real as it needs to be.
All right, good night.
Scrimmy also.
Since you seem the only one with a level head, I will tell you that I didn't kill my mentor, if that's what you're thinking.
Oh, that hadn't even crossed my mind. With the utmost respect, Kaylin, Your past does not matter to me in a way to judge you. I will gladly take it in and share your history with you and know who you are, but the actions you took with us have already proven who you are today.
Well, someone had to continue on his legacy.
And hopefully we can help you with that as long as you're with us.
I doubt it, but you can try.
That's all anyone can do in these days, especially people like us.
But do know if you tell anyone, I will kill you.
No, lips are sealed. You should. My whole thing is history and knowledge keeping. There's so much stuff I know that's like random knowledge and like deep secrets from old societies. I won't write it in my journal. I know you've seen me writing already. I won't write it.
Yes, you are quite the reporter.
That's probably the nicest way any of them have said it.
Well, yes, you're all criminals.
Yes, by technicality of the Inquisition, but
technically by the wardens, I'm a criminal too.
Oh, there we go. We're all just one happy band of supposed criminals by the laws placed upon us by an unjust government.
And on that note, we are gonna call it a night because fuck the government.
Burn the bureaucracy.
Burn the bureaucracy.
Loki
Burn the
begins
government.
anarchical jargon.
Yeah, so that's where we'll call it, and we'll pick it up at your last day of long rest, like the morning after your long rest finally is in effect, where you're getting ready to leave. All right, goodbye and good night. You know the drill. Hang out for the ending video because it's much easier for you to watch that to learn all the information than me have to spill it out for you. Hang out. We're going to run a raid to somebody. I haven't figured it out yet, but we'll hopefully see everybody for Thursday. Hopefully we have people not being sick because change of seasons really wreaked havoc on us. So we'll have Thursday. I'm not quite sure if we're playing Friday night this week or not, but we're back with Chronicles of Aurelia on Saturday. So if you don't catch any of those, we'll see you back next week on Monday. Goodbye and good night and stay classy wherever you are.